A colossal starship was dying. One human mechanic saved it and forged the ultimate war weapon. Some were small freighters, others massive warships, their once proud names barely legible through layers of rust and cosmic dust. Among them lay the Eclipse Vanguard, the largest vessel Jace Rowan had ever seen. Jace adjusted his visor and floated closer, letting the magnetic boots of his suit cling to the hull. His eyes traced the deep scratches along the hull, the faded emblem of a long-dead empire, and the gaping holes where weapons arrays had been ripped away. "This ship isn't dead," he murmured. "It's just waiting." He had heard the rumors. Alien scavengers claimed the Eclipse Vanguard was a corpse. Beyond repair, they said. Even the best engineers couldn't bring it back. Jace smiled at that. He had been fixing ships the aliens had written off for years. They did not understand humans. Humans could think differently, adapt, improvise, and that is exactly what this ship needed. He descended through a jagged access hatch, using his tools to stabilize the failing magnetic locks. Inside, the ship was a frozen labyrinth. Corridors were dark, filled with floating debris and the scent of burnt circuits. Jace moved carefully, noting where the main engineering bay might be. Sensors beeped, warning of unstable systems, but he ignored them. To humans, danger was a challenge, not a limitation. In the heart of the ship, the engineering bay sprawled like a cathedral. Massive engines loomed overhead, frozen in time. Pipes and conduits hung broken, sparks occasionally flaring when the power systems attempted a feeble awakening. Jace floated to the control panel and ran his fingers over the cracked interface. "Ancient AI," he muttered. "Let's see what secrets you hold." A faint pulse responded to his touch. Holographic schematics flickered, unstable and fragmented. The AI was alive, but barely. It did not speak, only waited as if measuring him. Jace chuckled softly. "Don't worry, old friend. I'm not here to hurt you, I'm here to fix you." He set to work. Wires, panels, and conduits were nothing more than puzzles. Jace examined each connection, improvising repairs where parts were missing. His toolkit was small, but his mind was larger. Where the aliens would have waited for replacement parts, he built new circuits out of scrap metal. Where they would have followed rigid manuals, he trusted instinct. Hours passed, then days. The ship groaned as systems struggled to awaken. At first, only the lights flickered. Then the life support system sputtered to life, pushing stale air through the corridors. Sensors blinked, attempting to map the interior, but they were incomplete. The AI stirred, curious and cautious. Jace felt the first real warmth of connection when the AI projected a message, a single line. "Human, why?" He grinned, floating in zero gravity. "Because I can," he said simply. "Because you're worth it." The AI was silent after that, but its pulse grew steadier. Jace took it as a sign of trust. He needed more than trust. He needed to understand the ship's core systems, and that meant venturing deeper. The propulsion chamber was a cathedral of energy conduits, frozen turbines, and cooling channels. Jace examined the engines, noting fractures in the hull, leaks in the plasma conduits, and corrosion eating away at critical components. Even a human could not fully restore this ship with parts alone. But humans had something else: imagination. He started improvising. Broken conduits became rerouted circuits. Corroded turbines were reinforced with alloy sheets from his pack. Tiny bursts of microfusion generators patched into the main engines, creating a temporary, stable energy flow. The ship shuddered in response, alive in a way it hadn't been in decades. During the process, Jace discovered a hidden compartment beneath the main engine array. Inside was a data crystal, old and scratched, labeled with a code he did not recognize. Curiosity piqued. He slid it into a reader. The holographic projection that appeared shocked him. It was a blueprint for a weapon system, unlike anything he had ever seen. Massive energy cannons, capable of channeling the ship's core power into a single, devastating beam. The kind of weapon that could change the balance of the galaxy. He stared at it, awed. This ship was more than a battleship, he whispered. It was a weapon of legend. The AI responded for the first time in full words, projected in a flickering hologram. Do you understand what you hold, human? I do, Jace said without hesitation, and I'll handle it responsibly. That's what humans do. We fix things. We make them better, not destroy everything. Over the next few days, he worked tirelessly. He repaired control nodes, rebooted navigation systems, and stabilized the power cores. Every repair required ingenuity. Every misstep tested his resolve. Scavenger drones occasionally detected his activity, probing the perimeter, but Jace was faster, smarter. Using improvised cloaking and decoys, he kept the intruders at bay. At night, though the concept of night was meaningless in space, he floated through the empty corridors, talking quietly to the AI. Slowly the ship began to respond to him, systems aligning, lights glowing steadily, life support humming with strength. The breakthrough came when he reached the central command interface. The massive console was offline, its screens shattered. He replaced circuit arrays with human improvisation, wires patched in ways aliens would call reckless, power rerouted in patterns that only a human brain could envision. Then he activated it. The screens blinked on, projecting a starfield of the galaxy. Systems displayed in rapid sequence: navigation, propulsion, defense, weapons. The AI's voice, now clear and commanding, spoke. Human, you have awakened me. Why? Because you were worth saving, Jace said. Because you deserve life. The AI paused, processing. Its tone shifted slightly, almost reverent. No alien has ever approached with such care. They take, they dismantle, they destroy. Humans create, adapt. You are unique. Jace smiled. He had expected admiration, but the weight of that recognition still impressed him. Aliens could not understand humans. Their rigid protocols made them predictable. But humans could think in unexpected ways, improvise solutions that no program could calculate, take risks others would never consider. That was why he could save this ship when no one else could. The final phase of Part 1 arrived when he approached the weapon system blueprint again. He knew that activating it fully without understanding the AI's trust could be dangerous. But humans were bold and humans were precise. Carefully, he started integrating the weapon system with the ship's core. The ship trembled, energy coursing through channels that had been dormant for decades. Lights flared across the hull. The AI monitored every step, silent but aware, analyzing human creativity as it worked. For the first time in centuries, the Eclipse Vanguard moved under its own power. It was not fully operational, but enough to float freely, to test engines, to awaken systems. Jace grinned, floating in zero gravity, letting the hum of life vibrate through his bones. This is just the beginning, he said aloud. We're going to bring you back fully, and then we'll show the galaxy what humans can do. And for the first time, the AI did something entirely new. It laughed. A low, mechanical sound, but a sound of recognition, of awakening, of potential. In the orbit of a forgotten star, amid the carcasses of dead ships, a human mechanic and a dying giant began a partnership that would change the galaxy forever. The scavenger drones buzzed at the perimeter again, unaware that the sleeping giant they had written off could now awaken at any moment. They did not see the flicker of lights along the hull, the pulse of energy returning to the engines, the faint glimmer of hope a single human could bring. Jace looked out into the darkness of space and whispered, almost to himself, "Let them watch. Let them all watch." Humans fix the impossible. The Eclipse Vanguard shivered in response, alive at last, ready to follow the instincts and imagination of a single human who refused to believe in limits. Part 1 ended with the ship's engines glowing faintly, systems flickering between dormant and operational, and Jace standing on the threshold of a galaxy that would soon learn that humans were not just survivors. They were creators, innovators and saviors. And the galaxy had no idea what was coming. The Eclipse vanguard had stirred. Its massive engines hummed, corridors glowed with faint light, and life support systems circulated fresh air through the labyrinthine halls. But it was not yet complete. Many systems were only partially functional, and Jace Rowan knew the galaxy would not wait for perfection. Floating through the central corridor, his tools strapped to his belt, Jace assessed the ship. The AI's holographic form flickered beside him, scanning the surrounding systems. "You've done well, human," it said, "but you cannot repair all systems alone. Some components are irretrievable. They were lost centuries ago." Jace grinned. "I don't need old parts, I need ideas." That was the human way, adapting, improvising, creating. Aliens would have given up. Humans did not. He began with the power conduits. The old energy lines were corroded, unstable, dangerous. One misstep could overload the ship's core and tear it apart. Jace worked quickly, rerouting energy through spare circuits, combining redundant systems, and using microfusion cells to stabilize the flux. "Human," the AI said, its tone low, "your methods are unconventional." "Unconventional is faster," Jace replied. "And we don't have time for your conventions." As the days passed, the ship responded. Shields that had long been offline flickered into existence. Navigation systems slowly reactivated, mapping the empty corridors and outer hull. The AI began to cooperate more, explaining the original system's designs and limitations. Through these interactions, Jace noticed a unique feature. The AI had an adaptive core. Unlike alien designs, it could learn, evolve, and most importantly, collaborate. Humans were not predictable. They created solutions on instinct, and the AI realized this. Every time Jace improvised, the AI adapted. Meanwhile, outside the ship, alien scavenger fleets hovered nearby. Word had spread about the derelict Eclipse vanguard. Several factions sent reconnaissance ships, hoping to claim the treasure within. They were confident. The ship was abandoned. It was broken. They were wrong. Jace noticed the sensors detecting the incoming vessels. "Looks like we have company," he said, floating to the command console. With a few quick adjustments, he rerouted power to defensive systems, and the ship's ancient turrets hummed to life. "Turrets operational," the AI reported. "Probability of effective defense low." "We are damaged." "Probability doesn't mean impossible," Jace said. "Watch and learn." The first scout ship approached, firing a probing energy beam. Jace activated the Eclipse vanguard's shields, a lattice of energy that pulsed across the hull. The alien fire dissipated harmlessly, bouncing off the improvised defenses. Jace grinned. The AI projected the ship's tactical map. "Human, your strategy defies logic. You are risking exposure." "Risk is part of the job," Jace replied. "Let's show them what humans can do." He used the ship's mobility and zero gravity to maneuver unpredictably. While alien ships relied on programmed attack patterns, Jace improvised, weaving through asteroid fields and using the ship's massive size as cover. He rigged decoys from floating debris, creating the illusion of multiple targets. The aliens fired blindly, wasting energy and ammunition. The AI was silent, observing. "Humans, you are unpredictable in ways our algorithms cannot account for." That was the human advantage. They could think beyond rules, beyond rigid strategies. They could improvise, adapt, and turn weakness into strength. As the skirmish continued, Jace prepared the partially integrated weapon system. The ship's energy core was unstable, but he had devised a way to channel the energy safely through the weapon. It was risky. If miscalculated, the beam could destroy the Eclipse vanguard itself. But humans thrived on risk. "Ready?" he asked the AI. "I trust you," it said, its tone almost reverent. Jace initiated the firing sequence. A beam of pure energy shot from the ship, controlled and precise. It struck the largest alien vessel, disabling it instantly. Smaller ships scattered, unprepared for such firepower. "Not bad," Jace said, floating back from the console. "But we're not done yet." With the immediate threat gone, Jace focused on repairs. He upgraded the shields, rerouted more energy to the engines, and strengthened the hull. Every repair was a human improvisation, every decision made in real time without hesitation. The AI studied him constantly. It had never seen such creative problem-solving in machinery. Aliens relied on logic, but humans had intuition. They could predict outcomes without calculating every variable. That was why Jace could succeed where others failed. While repairing, Jace explored the ship further. Hidden storage compartments contained ancient weapons, spare parts, and historical records of battles the Eclipse Vanguard had fought. He found blueprints for advanced targeting systems and adaptive shielding. Using his ingenuity, he began upgrading the ship, integrating these ancient designs with modern improvisation. Days turned into weeks. The ship transformed from a dying giant into a partially restored marvel. Sensors blinked with efficiency, engines thrummed with newfound power, and the weapon system hummed quietly, waiting for activation. But the galaxy was not idle. More alien fleets arrived, determined to claim the ship. They underestimated Jace again. Using improvised maneuvers, clever decoys, and the partially restored weapon systems, he held them off. Each victory was a lesson to the AI. Humans were not just survivors, they were innovators. One night, as Jace floated in the observation deck, watching the stars, the AI spoke. "Human, you are remarkable. Your ability to solve problems without precedent, it is beyond our comprehension." Jace smiled. "That's what humans do. We see what others ignore, think what others cannot, and create solutions no algorithm predicts." The AI paused. "Then perhaps you are not merely a mechanic. You are the ship's true commander." Jace chuckled softly. "I don't need a title, I just need to finish what we started." The final challenge came when the alien fleets organized a coordinated attack. They had learned from their initial encounters and moved with strategy. Hundreds of ships surrounded the Eclipse Vanguard, weapons charged and ready. Jace did not panic. He analyzed, improvising in real time. He diverted power to shields, created energy flares to blind targeting sensors, and used the ship's massive size to block and absorb attacks strategically. Then, with the AI's assistance, he activated the weapon system. Energy surged through the conduits, pulsing along the hull, and a controlled beam struck the alien fleet, disabling multiple ships at once. Smaller vessels scattered, retreating from the overwhelming power of a single human-controlled starship. When the battle ended, the galaxy had seen something they could not explain. A dying giant, revived by one human, had turned the tide against overwhelming odds. The Eclipse Vanguard was no longer just a ship. It was a symbol of human ingenuity, courage, and unpredictability. Jace looked at the stars, his heart racing with satisfaction. He had proven something that aliens could never understand. Humans were not limited by rules or logic. They could create, adapt, and overcome impossible challenges. The AI spoke, almost with awe. "Human, you have awakened more than the ship. You have awakened potential. You are unlike any life form we have encountered." Jace nodded. "And this is just the beginning. We have a galaxy to protect, challenges to face, and a weapon that must be guided responsibly. We'll do it together." The Eclipse Vanguard floated quietly in orbit, engines thrumming steadily, shields glowing, and the weapon system ready. The ship was alive, stronger than it had ever been, and under the guidance of a single human mechanic, it would soon become a force no one could ignore. Outside, alien scouts continued to monitor from a distance, whispering fearfully to one another. They had underestimated a human once, and they would never make that mistake again. Jace, floating through the corridors, felt the pulse of the ship beneath him. Every engine hum, every shield flicker, every sensor blip was a testament to human determination. He was just one person, but humans had always been capable of extraordinary things, and the galaxy would soon remember why. Part 2 ended with the Eclipse Vanguard fully partially operational, alien fleets deterred, and Jace preparing to take the ship into the open galaxy, knowing that even greater challenges lay ahead. The Eclipse Vanguard floated silently above the edge of a star system, its massive hull gleaming in the faint light of the dying sun. Jace Rowan stood on the observation deck, eyes fixed on the glittering starfield ahead. He had repaired, upgraded, and defended the ship. Now the galaxy waited, and so did he. "This is it," the AI said beside him, its holographic form flickering with soft blue light. "You are about to leave hiding. The galaxy knows you are awake. They will come." Jace smiled, tightening his gloves. "Good, let them come. They'll see what humans can do." The first threat arrived sooner than expected. A fleet of alien warships, more numerous and better armed than any previous encounter, emerged from a nearby wormhole. Their leader, a massive cruiser named the Dread Serpent, opened communication. "Human," the alien commander's voice boomed across space. "Surrender the ship or be destroyed. You are alone. Resistance is futile." Jace floated to the command console, fingers dancing over controls with practiced ease. "Resistance is never futile," he muttered. "It's human nature." The Eclipse Vanguard responded as if it understood. Shields activated to full strength, engines roared, and weapon systems hummed in anticipation. The AI's voice, now calm and confident, guided him. "Human, I will follow your commands. I am ready." Jace grinned. "Let's make history." The first clash was intense. Alien fleets relied on strict formations, predictable maneuvers, and overwhelming firepower. But humans were different. They could improvise, adapt, and turn disadvantages into advantages. Jace used the ship's size to his benefit, weaving in and out of asteroid fields and planetary rings. He drew enemy fire toward decoys made from the debris of destroyed ships. The Eclipse Vanguard responded instantly, redirecting energy to shields and engines, slipping past barrages that would have destroyed any other vessel. "Human, your tactics are illogical," the AI said, almost in awe. "Logic won't save you when creativity is involved," Jace replied. With a deep breath, he activated the weapon system. Energy coursed through the ship, forming a controlled beam capable of immense destruction. He fired, not recklessly but with precision. The beam struck the lead cruiser, disabling its engines and sending it spinning helplessly into the void. The alien fleet faltered. They had not anticipated a single human using strategy, unpredictability, and improvisation so effectively. Jace pressed the advantage, deploying additional decoys, rerouting energy to secondary weapons, and predicting enemy moves instinctively. Every action was fluid, every decision calculated in the human way, balancing risk and reward. Meanwhile, the AI observed, learning. "Human, you are not only the mechanic. You are the commander, the strategist. You think beyond patterns. You are extraordinary." Jace didn't respond. He was too focused. Survival for humans was about problem-solving in real time, about finding solutions others could not imagine. He had been doing that his whole life. Now, the galaxy itself would witness it. The battle raged for hours. Alien ships attempted to surround the Eclipse Vanguard, but Jace anticipated every move. He drew them into narrow asteroid belts, where their larger cruisers struggled to maneuver. Using the ship's energy pulse, he disabled enemy shields, turning their strength against them. One by one, the alien ships fell or retreated. The Eclipse Vanguard emerged victorious, battered but unbroken. Jace floated in the command deck, breathing heavily. He had survived against impossible odds, not through brute force but through ingenuity. The AI's voice broke the silence. "Human, the galaxy will remember this day. Your methods, they are unprecedented. No other species could have accomplished this." Jace smiled faintly. "That's what humans do. We adapt, we create, we survive." But victory brought new challenges. The alien factions were not united. They were scattered, resentful, and afraid. They began forming alliances, pooling intelligence, and preparing for a massive retaliation. Jace knew that defending the Eclipse vanguard alone would not be enough. Humans had to show not just strength but leadership. He sent communication broadcasts across the sector. Not threats, not demands, but messages of cooperation, warnings, and demonstrations of the ship's power. The Eclipse vanguard was a symbol now. A human-led starship, capable of feats no alien could predict or counter. Some factions heeded the warning. Others refused. A coalition of the most powerful fleets formed, intending to destroy the Eclipse vanguard and its human commander. They underestimated humans again. Jace prepared. He upgraded the ship further, integrating adaptive shields, self-repairing hull patches, and energy redirection systems. Every upgrade was designed to exploit human creativity, not alien predictability. The decisive battle began near a binary star system. Hundreds of alien vessels surrounded the Eclipse vanguard, coordinating attacks with precision and efficiency. But Jace had one advantage they did not: improvisation. He activated decoy arrays, lured enemy ships into gravitational traps, and used the star system itself as a weapon. Alien vessels collided with asteroids, were caught in gravity wells, or were disabled by energy pulses redirected from the ship's core. Every move was unexpected, every tactic unpredictable. Then, the weapon system came into play. Jace carefully channeled the Eclipse vanguard's core energy, firing a massive beam that struck multiple enemy ships simultaneously. The beam did not destroy indiscriminately. It targeted engines and weapon systems, rendering ships useless without annihilating them. It was precision, not destruction. The alien coalition faltered. Their fleets were crippled, their confidence shattered. They had faced humans before, but never one with the intuition, creativity, and courage of Jace Rowan. As silence fell over the battlefield, the AI spoke. "Human, you have done what no other lifeform could. You have turned a single, dying vessel into a force capable of shaping the galaxy. You are extraordinary." Jace floated through the corridors, feeling the pulse of the ship beneath him. Every engine hum, every shield flicker, every sensor reading was a testament to human ingenuity. He had done what aliens considered impossible. He had turned a dying giant into the ultimate war weapon, controlled not by fear or destruction, but by creativity, strategy, and human intuition. The galaxy would never forget this day. Word of the human mechanic and the revived Eclipse vanguard spread quickly. Some saw him as a hero, others as a threat, but all acknowledged one fact: humans were not limited by rules, protocols, or predictability. They were adaptable, innovative, and capable of extraordinary things. Jace knew his work was far from over. The galaxy was vast and threats would continue to emerge. But he also knew this: as long as humans could think, adapt, and create, they could overcome anything. The Eclipse vanguard now floated in orbit, engines humming, shields glowing, and weapon systems ready. It was more than a ship, it was a symbol of human potential, of ingenuity, of courage. And at its helm was a single human, small in body but immense in impact. Jace Rowan looked at the stars, feeling the weight of responsibility and the thrill of possibility. The galaxy was a dangerous place, but humans had something the aliens could never match: creativity, adaptability, and the courage to face the impossible. The Eclipse vanguard pulsed with life, ready to follow its human pilot into the unknown. And Jace, floating in the command deck, smiled. The adventure was far from over, but one thing was certain: humans had proven themselves, and the galaxy would remember. With the ship fully operational and alien fleets scattered, Jace began plotting the next steps. Strategic patrols, defensive upgrades, and exploration of uncharted systems awaited. He was not just repairing a ship anymore. He was shaping the future of the galaxy, one human decision at a time. And through it all, the AI remained by his side, a silent witness to human ingenuity, learning from every improvisation and marveling at the unpredictability that made humans so special. Jace Rowan and the Eclipse Vanguard were no longer simply survivors. They were the standard by which the galaxy would measure all life forms. Humans had won not through sheer strength, but through intellect, courage, and creativity. And that was something no alien could ever replicate. The galaxy had changed forever.